Hello everyone, my name is Rigatoni and welcome to the first episode of the Tower Whitelist Battle, where my viewers determine the best whitelist attire in the past month. This is a breakaway part from my previous series called EToH News, which I passed the torch to Kamikam. This is a segment I wanted to save, and here we are with the first episode of this breakaway series. Before we start, here's how this is going to work. I'm going to play every tower, and I'm going to try and summarize the tower in around 30 seconds to a minute. After I play through the tower, I'm going to be giving my honest thoughts throughout the experience. And then, after the video is done, I will put a Google form in the description, my community post, and my Discord so that my fans from 2 platforms can vote on the best whitelisted tower from this month, which did not happen because there's only one whitelisted tower in April. And it's fine, we'll do the whitelisted towers in March. In this first episode, 6 towers were whitelisted in the month of March, which isn't the best, but it'll do. I forgot to say this, but I'm not including the ones that were set in EToH News, so that it'll be a lot more fair for new towers to get introduced in this series. I say this because by the time I'm recording this audio, Tower of Stat Boosts and Tower of Voidless Maelstrom are both whitelisted in the month of May, which is not fair because they were both announced in these 2 videos. And anyways, without further ado, let's get started. The first tower that is whitelisted in March is the Tower of Energetic Bubbling, an easy tower made by KV Pokemon 001 and Rafael Capo 097. This tower is based off of the ocean and is done pretty creatively with bubbles going up, fish that are frequently shown throughout the tower, and the fact that the second half is more of a beach-like style. Another thing I like is the choice of the gameplay, with bubbles launching you in any direction and even riding a shark. Overall, this tower has a very unique choice of gameplay. The style fits well with the tower, the difficulty fits, it's very well balanced, and is very beautiful looking. Just don't forget to turn on LDM that is shown in the first and second half, because oh my goodness, I lagged so much. The next tower jumps in difficulty because we're checking out the Tower of Ethereal Space Descent, a remorseless tower made by aethernetr, which you might have heard from these towers. With the tower surprisingly being a descension based tower, this tower has a lot of interesting stuff. First of all, its gameplay is completely raw based, which is very unlikely due to the fact that this is a remorseless tower, but there are other cool things that I have to talk about. First of all, the sparkles all over the tower is a really cool aspect, and is beautiful. I also like the buttons on how the first one needs to be pressed first. Overall, this tower is really cool with its own categories, and might be a good tower if you're familiar with Astral Fusion, which is a descension-based remorseless tower located in Zone 6 if you don't know. Hey, are you ready for something weird? Because the next tower is what you'd like. Also jumping in difficulty, we have the Tower Forget-Me-Not, an extreme tower made by Galixified, BinaryGlitxch, and signupredirectlol. This tower is really interesting, with the tower getting a lot more intense in terms of viewing the further you progress. The gameplay is neat with jump pads and speed pads being flowers. Though being based off of Raging Tempest, the lighting changers in this tower add a great addition to the overall theme of the tower, and the netted concept of floor 10 is the most unique, as you need to time where you need to be careful, because you will fall if this happens. This tower is definitely not for the weak. Attempt if you dare. Up next, we have the Tower of Knotty Zones, a remorseless tower made by gusiballena. Right off the bat, I really like the frame, even though it's just a gradient. The gameplay is neat and has some interesting mechanics. There's also a really cool effect with the lighting on some floors where you see cubes light up around you. Speaking of this, the swings light up so that it's easier on the player. Overall, this tower is cool, and the fact that they used the V5 kit makes it actually insane, not difficulty wise. I can imagine the most insane stuff people can make in kits past V6, and can actually make it good. Up next, we have the Tower of Uncovering Lost Artifacts, a challenging tower made by Stas. This tower feels like a story that started off nice, but did a complete 180 on the player. The gameplay seems a little confusing, but is manageable once you know what you're doing if you're following the indication that is throughout the tower, and actually look at where you're going if you're not like me. I do like the storyline in this tower. Another thing I like about this tower is the design, not only to the lab, but the two areas where the artifacts are located. I also like the final section, as it is a speed section, but it's a good enough speed section. And yeah, I had to no clip to the end because I was running out of time. The final tower for this month is the Tower of Onyx Kraal, a challenging tower made by Cozmecs. Before we start... That's better. Yeah, this tower has great atmosphere, and is one of the coolest that I've ever played. It is based on a cave, yeah, but it kinda fits well. The gameplay is not overly complicated, and it is fun to play, despite the tower originally being ranked as difficult, but now ranked as challenging. Don't know why. Speaking of great atmosphere, it changes depending on what floor you're on, which is honestly a great choice of lighting for this tower. This tower is another great contender, and I'm curious to see what everyone else thinks. I have high expectations for these 6 towers, as they all were either interesting, neat, cool, or really good. The link to the Google form is in the description so that you can vote on which tower is the best whitelisted tower for the month of March. And if you're in my Discord, you will get the form early, which don't forget to join if you would like to get caught up with the stuff that I make, or if you like to chat with my community. Thank you so much for viewing the first episode of Tower Whitelist Battle, and don't forget to vote. The voting deadline is May 29th. But I will end it 1 week before if there is a tie. And with that, I'm EToH, and I'll see you in the next video. See everyone!